But anyway, let's kind of jump right into it, fam, to the keys of victory, man, to talk about for the Saints to get a victory against the Carolina Panthers, right? And I kind of got my little stuff typed up, but, here it goes, right? So, number one, they have to establish the run early. We got to establish the run. We know Elvin dealing with an issue. Our battering ram, that is Kendre Miller, is down, so we don't have him in there. But we do have Devin Neal and others. And perhaps Taysom Hill could be utilized in the running attack, right? We're not really using Taysom too much as a wide receiver or even a tight end. He's not catching the passes. Can we incorporate Taysom Hill's physicality into the running attack where we're missing with Kendre Miller? He had one of the longest, probably the longest run of the season for the Saints in this last week's game when he ran for 29 yards up the field. We damn sure could use Taysom's physicality in a running attack. Maybe we can adapt that and kind of address that and put him in the mix with Kamara, Neal, and have them like a trio of running backs where we can switch things up there. We definitely have to do that and dictate the tempo and protect Tyler Shuck. That's what it's going to come down to, because Carolina's blitz-heavy defense, they coming. Right. Number two, we got to win the trenches. Well, I know Eric is down. I know he's going to be out of this game. We just traded Penning out of here, and Cesar has been struggling, and Kelvin Banks is a rookie. So it's a lot of flux going on there, a lot of inconsistent stuff going on out there. But regardless of who the Saints put out there, I know Torrey Simpkins is going to be one of those guys. Perhaps Asim Richards plays on the opposite tackle position. With Tolly being out, but regardless who plays, they have to be able to win in the trenches, because it's not going to be easy, because Derek Brown is a tough one. Derek Brown is very difficult to deal with. He got a little injury that he's dealing with, but he's a force. Like I said, he leads their team in sacks, and the guy is a hell of a defensive lineman, period. And you're going to need to be on your best game to deal with him. Number three, to attack Carolina's secondary. We got to attack that secondary. We got to test them. Take deep shots to Chris Olave. We know Rashid's gone now, so somebody else has to step in and step up. Step in, step up. That's Divine Valley. We're calling you to the pulpit. Divine Valley, we're calling you to the pulpit. We telling you to come on down and make some plays for the Saints. They gave you they gave up 2 picks, not first round, but they gave up 2 picks to secure the talents of Valley, and we're in week 10 and we haven't seen him even crack the top 3. Now that Rashid Shaheed's gone, we should see the big 6'4" or 5" wide receiver with 4.3 speed. I don't understand why we haven't been seeing him more, and why we seeing more of Cooks than we're seeing more of Valley, Even if he's kind of struggling to a degree, that don't mean anything. All of them are struggling. It'll just be one huge struggle party. He'll be in the midst of them. Hell, all of them struggling. All of them struggling. Rashid was struggling. Juwan Johnson was struggling. Elvin was struggling. All of them. It's a struggle party. Why not add him into the mix? One more struggling player ain't gonna mean nothing on a 1-18. You might as well let him play. Make it count for something. So he needs to be brung in there. And, going at that Panther secondary. So, in the game, it was a segment in the game that I really started to watch as they started attacking downfield. The touchdown drive that Juwan Johnson jumped into the end zone, the Saints started forcing the ball downfield, right? They actually had routes where instead of having it run 4 wideouts, and then 3 of the 4 wideouts have comeback routes within 10 yards. I was like, this is a 10-yard it's a 10-yard offense. Yeah, 4 routes and all of them running and within 10. I'm like, what? That's an incredible waste of the speed you say you was going to use, and you have. I can understand you doing that if you ain't got no speed to help, but if you got wide receivers that's 4.3, you might as well have some verticality. Hell, you might as well dive bomb their asses every chance you get, I say. Just dive bomb. You'll find you got to get rhythm some kind of way. You got to take shots. So we need Divine Valley to show his worth. We need him to step up in there. Number 4, utilize the quick passing concepts. Tyler Shuck's rhythm passing, slants, quick outs, keep the pocket clean, and sustain drives. You missing starting center McCoy. Luke Fortner has done a decent job there. I got to give it to him. Fortner's done okay. He's done all right. Now you'll have your right tackle is going to be missing for maybe a couple of weeks or more, so you'll have your backup there. You got Cesar Ruiz there. He struggles every week. You're going to have Torricelli Simpkins. He's a young undrafted lineman there. He's going to learn just like Kelvin Banks is going to learn. So the key to it, so we don't get Tyler shuck toe up, is that you're going to have that. You got to get that ball out on time. And like I said, when they line up to blitz you, Tyler, you're going to have to keep this dude's 6'5". You're going to have to, you see the field extremely well at 6'5". He's standing up looking. I know you're seeing that. You're seeing everything. You're going to have to look past those blitzes, because when they line up, they're going to put them on you like they did in a Rams game, and you can't drop your eyes there and try to force the ball to Rashid Shaheed, and he got two defenders on his back. No, when they got a guy running to the left with his hand up and no safety over there, you're going to have to be able to see that, bro. If they picking you with the second round pick, you're gonna have to get the ball out when they're blitzing and they're sending their people there. That means that's one-on-one matchups. You have to identify, and you got to give your guy an opportunity to catch the ball. You got to get that ball out of there. So number 5, convert in the red zone. This is another point of contention for our mighty Who Dat Nation that we want the team to focus on, even though they say they focus on it every week with very limited success. But the Saints must finish drives. They rank in the bottom 10 in red zone TD percentage coming into this week. So they have to convert in the red zone. Winning in the red zone is winning in the game, period. If you're winning in the red zone the majority of the time, you're going to win the game. Winning means converting and getting touchdowns as opposed to field goals. We have to figure that out, and we have to attack. Even if we can use some of our bigger players, I think it will help Tyler Shuck. Like it will help anybody if you have a 6'5" Veli or a 6'8" Matavo. You're 1 and 8. Matavo needs to be in there. Steed, Stall, whatever his name is, number 8 need to come off the field. I'm tired of seeing that guy miss blocks. I'm just sick of that guy. I'm just really sick of him. You might as well put Matavo in there. Let Matavo, he's 6'8". He can help you in the red zone. He's 6'8". I mean, you got a 6'5" wide receiver and a 6'8" tight end that you drafted. You need to put that man in the game. Talking about we struggling in the red zone. Why? You got 2 guys that can be on a basketball team right there. You need to put that guy out there. Another thing, number 6, contain Bryce Young. Force him into turnovers, right? Force him into kind of, we need to force and collapse that pocket and give him some disguises, show different looks, confuse them, and then kind of contain them. Do our best to contain them. I know the Saints will be using that concept where they'll be sending 4 guys and dropping guys into coverage in the soft zone type thing they like to run. But ultimately, we're going to have to get the Bryce Young and kind of shake him up. If we can get the Bryce Young, shake him up, he'll give you a turnover. Oh, yeah, he'll give you a turnover. He'll throw the ball there, but you don't want him to gain the rhythm on you. But if we can get to him early, we can kind of shake him up. Number 7, stop the run early. Carolina leans on Hubbard. They really do. They shoot for Hubbard. And now Rico's there. He's their top guy with over 700 yards. They're leaning on that running attack. We have to stop that and make them one-dimensional, right? That'll stopping them and forcing that running attack dead in its tracks. That sets the tone for the Saints. Now, once again, the Saints have been struggling against stopping the run. But like I said, man, I just find it very interesting that we stink there. Nate Shepard should be benched. I just really think so. I think Nate Shepard shouldn't be starting at the tackle position. I think Divine Gacho's really stunk, but Nate Shepard has looked worse than him to me, right? Even though I see Divine Gacho constantly getting double teamed, Nate Shepard isn't. He can't beat the one-on-one. He's horrible. If we traded Bink Saunders, we should have traded. I said, like, man, if you trading him, he should be the next thing smoking. I really think we should use somebody else. Let's throw somebody else in there and let them get developed. Whether it's Christian Boyd or John Ridgway, who's healthy now, who's over the last couple of weeks was a healthy scratch for the Saints. Guys like that Saints gave capital up to bring a John Ridgway here from the Commanders, right? They ultimately got the pick back in another way, but still in all, if he's here, let's see if we can mix him in the run support. Let's get these other 300-pounders involved, especially if they're younger players. With upside, let's get these guys involved and see if we can get this run stop correctly, get this run stop. Let's switch these other guys out of here, right? Number 8, dominate the time of possession. How do you do that? You got long, methodical drives that wear the Panthers front down, right? And while you're doing that, you keep your defense fresh. Long, methodical drives with a rookie quarterback that's 6'5". The offense seems to be stagnant. You watch the tape. We did the Patreon this week. You watch the film and you see some plays where they run. It doesn't look like it's whatever they're doing. It just doesn't look cohesive. It doesn't look synergistic. It doesn't look like it's something they've been working on since preseason into weeks 1 through into weeks 10. They're practicing all this week. And I want to see finally after weeks and months of practice that you find a set of plays that people are comfortable with and execute them properly, even if it's 4 or 5 plays to build around that you run really well. We have to locate these group of plays so we can at least have some type of comfortability with our offense. It just seems like we're not really too much comfortable with any type of play or even whether it's the screen or whatever. We just don't seem comfortable pretty much anything offensively, which is very weird because usually you will find something that you like and then you would kind of build around it. It's just so strange to see that not occurring with them. Not saying that won't be the case this week, but I think it'll really kind of take the edge off a lot of time when you can have guys, we just go out and play football. Look, you're not going to compete for anything, right? You already stink. Let's just go out there and just find some chemistry here. Let's find some building blocks for our offense to function behind, right? That should be the order of the day. The Saints need to find something they can build the offense around in terms of plays and all this kind of stuff. It's just radically ridiculous and inconsistent and shaky as hell to watch the offense because the players, they don't appear to know who to block. I've seen Juwan Johnson blow blocks. He don't know who he's blocking. He's standing in front of a defender, then runs past the defender to go and get a guy behind him and don't even block him. What's your purpose? What are you doing? But this is my $10 million tight end over here. But this is the problem. It's not just him. I've seen Elvin do the same thing. Elvin, like, with his hands up, like, what are we doing? So that's incredibly embarrassing and totally unprofessional. So at some point with all the winning, you would at least find something that worked for you offensively is all I'm saying. Number 9, avoid costly penalties, right? Pre-snap errors, killing the Saints. Right, we've had penalties. We got like 60-something penalties this year. It's really ridiculous, and that speaks to the discipline. Right, discipline is crucial when you're on the road against a divisional opponent. You don't want to have a bunch of pre-snap penalties and things that kick yourself in the butt in their building to help them beat you. You want to make it as difficult as possible. So we avoid these costly penalties, these pre-snaps, miscues, all this kind of stuff. Play a smarter brand of football. Smarter brand. And of course, the final key, 10, is win the turnover battle, which speaks to discipline once again. Saints have to be able to do that. They have to win that turnover margin, and that also controls the momentum of the game. Take possession of the field by taking away the ball from your adversary, and then, if we can be so good to convert it into touchdown. If we can get a touchdown off the penalties, or we can force turnovers and then capitalize, that will be really good when we're in their building. So this is a lot of stuff, my keys to victory. I know a lot of this stuff that I talked about in the keys to victory, we have not seen the Saints do consistently, and I understand that. But still in all, those are the keys. We have to be able to execute properly to win the football game. So at this point, you're not going in there. The team is 1-8. The best you can do offensively is find plays that work for you and try to establish an identity. What are we? What are the Saints? The Saints, what can anybody answer that for me? What are the New Orleans Saints? Are the New Orleans Saints a running team? Are they a passing team? What are we? Kellen Moore has been here for 10 weeks. He has not established an identity for this team. He has not established an identity in which the team can play behind. And why this is also when we talk about team discipline and other principles, I really don't want to hear Justin Reed get to the podium. You just got here, bro. Save me all this other stuff about finger pointing. We don't need no finger pointers. No, no. You need finger pointers, dog. You just got here, bro. And listen, man, Justin, let me let you know something, bro. Don't come with the placation talk. That don't work well in the city of New Orleans or to the mighty Who Dat Nation. We don't want to hear that, man. You just got here, so maybe you don't know. So let me kind of brief you on that. We don't want to hear that. That's why the leaders, the supposed leader guys, which are Cam and even Demario Davis, they don't come talking to you every week because they know that you're gonna get your issue. You're gonna get chastised trying to talk at us about not needing guys. You need somebody to finger point. Finger pointing is not a bad thing when you are 1-8 team. You have to find out what's going on, who the repeat offenders, and stop them. If guys are doing their jobs and doing it to 100%, they'll take offense for somebody broad stroking them and saying y'all all this, that, and the third. Well, hold on. I'm putting in the work. I'm studying, right? It's only a team when that situation occurs. But boy, when the money come out, it's I, me, myself, and I. The line stops at the money. But the reality is, man, listen, bro, don't come on here with that, man. Go somewhere else. Go take a shower and take your ass home after the game. We don't want to hear all that about the fan. Yeah, y'all need finger pointing. Y'all stink, man. Y'all non-competitive. Y'all getting blown out, bro. Don't come up here. Go talk to your people. What you did is don't come here with lip service to us. Go talk to your damn teammates and dress them down. Get them straight. It's offensive. This is offensive to watch this kind of stuff happen. Well, guys collecting a check and they're not even going all the way out. They're not even playing anything competitive. They're not even competitive. They don't even give a damn. That's offensive. You'll never get me on that train. You'll never get me to buy into that. That might have worked with somebody else, but I keep telling these players over and over again, when you come down here, all of them figure it out, whether it was David Griffin and all these other cats and players too. When you come to New Orleans, it's a different thing. Maybe people elsewhere swallow that stuff, but we don't play that down. You don't come with the bull crap about this, that, and the third, dog. Go talk to your teammates and tell them to tackle better. Go talk to your teammates and go tell them to practice more. Go talk to your teammates and tell them get to practice early and leave late. That's what you do. Don't come to us and tell us about finger pointing and all of this, man. Get your ass out of here with that. So, I mean, like I said, man, I miss me. DeMario was doing that and we shut him down with all that, man. Don't come with that preacher talk, bro, and y'all failing. You know, you want to impress us? Get your check back. How about that? They'll never do that. Get your check back because you don't deserve to get paid for how y'all playing. This is an atrocity and offense to us, man, to watch this bullshit down here, man. No finger pointers. We don't need we need solutions. How you going to find a solution, bro, if you don't locate the problem? What you talking about, man? How do you find what's wrong if you don't go and point it out and find out what's going on? How you going to find what's wrong? Problem is you don't want to find what's wrong because you'll find your ass is one of the main offenders with missed tackles and bad reads and everything. I see you on the film. Like I said, man, it's just these guys are it's just ridiculous to me, man.